Hello YouTube, this is Silvertrust Sonic coming at you with my next video, my Dark Vision Girl deck profile. Let's get started with the main deck. So like any Dark Vision deck, you first have to play with 3 Dark Magicians. I also play 2 Dark Vision Girls, as she's a target for navigation, plus she gains 300 for every Dark Magician or Magician the Black has in either player's graveyard. Next, Paladin Oracle Mahad. When you draw him, you can reveal it and supposed to summon him. When he battles a dark monster, his attack points double, so it can help get over something like Chaos Max Dragon. Also, when destroyed, he supposed to summon a dark magician from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Next, Apprentice Illusion Magician. She can be supposed to summoned by discarding a card. And when normal or special summon, she can add Dark Magician from your deck to your hand. Also, if another Dark Spellcaster monster battles an opponent's monster, you can send her from your hand or field to the graveyard to give that monster 2,000 extra attack and defense. Next, Magician of Dark Illusions. A target for navigation. His name is treated as Dark Magician when he hits the field, so he can trigger Circle. He can also spell summon himself during the opponent's turn when you activate a spell or trap card, like Navigation or Illusion Magic. Next, we have Magician's Rod. He searches out your Dark Magician spell and trap cards, Navigation, Circle, Illusion Magic. The only thing he wouldn't search is the Eye of Timaeus, though, unfortunately. Next, for the Magician Girl engine we run, we use 3 berries. When she's normal summoned, you can add a Magician Girl from your deck to your hand. And during either player's turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect or that targets her, or if she's just targeted for an attack, she switches battle modes, and then you can special summon a Magician Girl from your deck. This does not change the target though like the others do, so she could still be attacked and destroyed. Next, we have 2 Apple Magician Girls. Her effect is that when she's targeted for an attack, you can spell summon a level 5 or higher spellcast type monster from your hand, change the target to that monster, and cut that attacking monster's points in half. So it doesn't even have to be another Magician Girl you can summon. It can be the one that's most likely you added with Barry's effect. Also, when she's destroyed by battle or effect, you can add 3 other Magician Girls with different names from your graveyard to your hand. Next, one of my favorites, Chocolate Magician Girl. Her effect is that you can discard a spellcaster type monster, then draw a card. And when she's attacked, you can target a spellcaster monster in the graveyard, except herself, and supposed to summon it, then change the target of that monster and make that monster's attack become half. So basically the monster you discard could basically be the one you bring back, like a Dark Magician for Eternal Soul or something. Next, we have 2 Kiwi. She does not have the whole, when targeted for an attack, change the target to another monster effect. She instead boosts the Magician Girl's attack points by 300 by discarding herself for each Magician Girl with a different name on the field and in the graveyard, which includes herself when she's discarded. Also, while she's on the field, spellcaster monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects, and your opponent can't target them with effects. That effect isn't really used often, as she's hardly summoned. Next, we'll move these out the way and move on to our spell cards. First, 3 Magic Circles. This, when activated, you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck and add either Dark Magician or a spell trap that has Dark Magician in it to your hand, then place the others in any order you want on top of your deck. This helps so that way either you get a card and then set the rest of your hand up, or you can just set your next 3 draws up as you want to. It also has the effect in which if a Dark Magician is normal or special summoned once per turn, you can banish a card on your opponent's field. This effect targets. Next, 2 Eye of Timaeus. I don't know why this card can't be added or searched, but that's how it is. Anyways, this card lets you fuse use some of the fusion monsters that include Dark Magician in it, like Dark Flare, Dark Paladin, Dark Magician Girl the Dragon Knight, or something like that. Next, we run 2 Dark Magic attacks and 1,000 knives. The Dark Magic attack, of course, is just to get rid of back row in case your opponent tries to set up a Twin Twister for you. And 1,000 knives is just to get over monsters that you can't actually destroy in battle. Next, we play 1 Inheritance. That way you can banish 2 spells from your graveyard and add a Dark Magician spell trap from your deck to your hand. Next, 1 Illusion Magic. That way you contribute maybe a berry that's about to be attacked, or a rod that you just left alone out there to get 2 Dark Magicians from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Next, 2 Power Dualities. Since you really special summon during the opponent's turn, you don't really need. It doesn't really affect you anyways. You can also run a Lord of Darkness if you want, but in my opinion, I don't. Oop, hit the camera. Next, we'll move on to the trap cards. We of course play 3 Navigations, one of the best traps of the deck. You special summon a Dark Magician from your hand, and then summon a level 7 or lower Dark Spellcaster from your deck, like, Magician of Dark Illusion, Dark Magician Girl, or Apprentice Illusion Magician. It also has a secondary effect in which the turn after it's sent to the graveyard, if you have a Dark Magician in your field and your opponent activates the spell card, you can basically banish it and negate it, as it does that face-up spells and traps. So your opponent activates Regeki, you can banish this, negate it. You have to have a Dark Magician on the field though to use it, that effect. Next, the riskier one, Eternal Soul. I only played 2 of it because it does kind of have a drop. Because that drawback of, if it leaves the field, all your monsters are destroyed, so it could backfire a lot. But it does have to make up for it, though, with its other effects, such as your Dark Magicians are unaffected by your opponent's card effects. You can special summon 1 from your hand or graveyard, and you can also add either 1,000 Knives or Diamond Attack from your deck to your hand. Lastly, we have Dark Renewal. That way you can stop your opponent's plays midway. And then for some extra defense, I run a Magician's Defense. Okay, next we go to the extra deck, starting with the fusions. First off, we have Dark Magician Girl the Dragon Knight. You can discard a card, and during anybody's turn, destroy 1 face-up card on the field. Probably won't be using her as much. One of the others you won't be using that much probably will be Amulet Dragon, whose effect lets you, when someone banishes all spells in both players' graveyard, and gives 100 attack for each one. Also, if it's destroyed, target a spellcaster in the graveyard and supposed to summon that target, so you can bring back Mahad or a Dark Magician or something. Next, we have one of the best ones, though, that you're most likely to keep using, Dark Magician the Dragon Knight. His name becomes Dark Magician while in the field or in the graveyard, so you can bring him back with Eternal Soul if he gets destroyed. Though the best part about him is the fact that he makes it so your opponent can't target your spells and traps with effects. Also, they can't even be destroyed by them. Finally, just for some powerhouse, we have Dark Paladin, who can, of course, be good against dragon decks. Also can negate spell cards by discarding a card. All these fusions can be summoned with the Eye of Timaeus because they all include Dark Vision in their summoning. Next, for some XZs, 2 rank 6s, we have number 24, just to put some extra deck monsters in defense unless they're links. And Narota, the Moral Leader, who can, of course, negate spells and traps, just in case. As for our rank 7s, we have Ebon Hyatt Magician, who can let you activate quick play spells from your hand, like Illusion Magic or Inheritance. Next, we run 2 Ebon Illusion Magicians. He's the one that you probably summon more, because his effect is that that he can spell summon a Dark Magician by touching a material. It's going to be a Dark Magician because it says special summon one spellcaster normal monster from your hand or deck. Also, if the normal spellcaster monster attacks, you can actually banish the monster it's battling. Next, another level 7 we have is number 74, Master of Blades. You really don't see him often, though his effect is pretty good, as during either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that targets this card, detach that material, negate the activation, and destroy that card and something else on the field. Next, another one of the better ones is, of course, number 11, Big Guy. Just take control of another monster. He just can attack. And just to make sure, make sure your opponent won't do anything next turn. Red Ice Darkness Metal, Red Ice Flare Metal for that extra burn damage. And with that, that's my deck profile, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.